Okay, so want to welcome you to the short video we're going to do today. This is Kevin Watt with Team Epic Passive Incomes, and we're going to show today how we rebalance a liquidity pool that has gone out of balance and is not currently earning a yield for us. So we are on the Orca platform, the Orca DEX. I did a previous video where I demonstrated how you download a Soulflare wallet, navigate the wallet, utilize the web browser of the wallet to enter into the Orca liquidity pool platform. So you can look to that previous video if you have any questions on how we get to this particular screen. We are on a mobile device. In this case, it's an iPhone. It works very similar if you have an Android device as well. And so we're going to go ahead and show how to take a position that's out of balance and then withdraw the funds, which in turn are then placed back into your wallet, your Soulflare wallet in this case. And then you could take those funds and then go back into that position should you wish to do so with your new liquidity points where you will provide liquidity and balance too. So this particular concentrated liquidity portfolio has the amount, the $7,500 plus there. I point that out because you'll see in a moment as we withdraw the funds from the position that's out of balance, you'll see those funds leave the concentrated liquidity portfolio balance and return into the wallet balance. So as we proceed through this process here, we are going to go ahead and show or demonstrate how this works when we are withdrawing and then entering back into a liquidity pool. So in this particular case, the pool of mine that has been out of balance is the PopCat Solana liquidity position. As you can see, I've got about $3.10 of pending yield there, and the balance in the pool is $438.48. At this point, I want to mention that I'm not advocating or telling anyone that is watching this video what position you should enter into. I am merely showing what I am doing with a position that is out of balance and how I go back and rebalance a position. So you do you do your due diligence in determining what and if the particular tokens you wish to provide liquidity for and enter into liquidity with. For me, PopCat being a meme coin, I'm very careful and never allocate more than maybe about 5 to 10% of my overall market making portfolio into any token asset that is a meme coin. So in this position, I've got just $438.48 in it for that particular reason. But we can see we're out of balance. And as we open up the drop down menu on that position, you'll see that we're out of range, which again means we're not earning any yield. When we are out of the range of liquidity that we wish to provide for, we're earning nothing on that particular position. And so we haven't lost our funds. They're still in the balance of that pool and held by version or virtue of an NFT, but we're not earning either. And so for me, I typically will wait at least 24 hours before I will go in and rebalance a position. Oftentimes, positions will come out of balance briefly and go back into balance, and there's not a need to go in and have to rebalance a position. So, anywhere from 24 to 48 hours before I would make a decision to rebalance the position. In this case, it's been a little bit over 24 hours. We are out of balance to the negative side of the pool here. And so when you go out of balance to the negative side, you're going to have 100% of the main asset. In this case, that would be PopCat. When you go out of balance to the positive side, which is the right side, then you are going to have 100% of the secondary asset, which would be Solana. But in this case, we have the $438.48 of PopCat, and we're going to withdraw that. So as we scroll down, you can see that there's an estimated 30-day yield potential of over 65% or greater, depending upon where we concentrate our liquidity, that I'm just leaving off the table right now because I'm out of range. And so I want to go back in and rebalance that. So as we scroll down to the bottom of the position here, you will see the withdrawal button. We're going to go ahead and click that withdrawal button. The screen will open up that looks like this. And as you can see, I've got zero SOL and all the $438 plus in PopCat tokens. I will click the withdrawal button, which will burn the NFT and withdraw the funds. And so as I do that and I authenticate that, as the position is liquidated or withdrawn, funds withdrawn, you will get a notification here that says that the withdrawal is complete. And then when we go back to that overall portfolio balance, we'll see where that $400 plus has now left the portfolio and is now in my wallet. And so when we click on the bottom wallet icon of the Solflare wallet and enter into our main wallet, we'll now see that PopCat, the 1,110 0.92 PopCat tokens, the $438 there. And so now what we want to do is then take those funds, go back into the position, and set our margins for where we want to provide liquidity. And so we will click on the globe there on the bottom to re-enter the browser. And the browser is currently open to show our portfolio. To the left of that portfolio button is the Explore button. And so that's what we will click. We'll click Explore to get to the screen where we could open up the PopCat Solana position once again. As we scroll down just a little bit below the Orca emblem, there is the little search bar. And so as I click on the search bar there, I'll type in PopCat. As you see, the PopCat token comes up and I can select it. And then I could go back up to the search bar, click it, and then type in Sol. You'll see Solana pop up. I can select that. So we've got our PopCat Solana token selected. What that does is it just gives us the pools for those two particular tokens. And then of those, we decide the one that we want to provide liquidity for. In this case, it's the top PopCat Sol position here, where we can see the fee rate has a 1% fee rate, the 13,000 plus and 24-hour fees, and both the 24-hour volume and the liquidity are over the $1 million amount. So I'm going to click the deposit button there. We have the opportunity to provide full range or custom or concentrated ranges. And of course, for me, I want to concentrate my liquidity and increase my earning potential. So I will select the custom selection. It will open up to a page that looks like this, where we have the yellow margin tabs that we could go in and move and set up to the concentrated positions that we choose. In my case, I have moved in my left margin to the negative side to about 5% below spot, and then I'm at 8% above the current spot price or the current price of Solana per PopCat. And so I'm providing a concentrated liquidity, again, 5% to the left, 8% to the right. And in doing so, at that level, I could earn a potential estimated 30-day yield of over 122%. Now, again, this number is dynamic. It's not static. It changes all the time. It's constantly updating, but it gives you an approximation based upon recent metrics of the potential earning power of your particular position. And so as we then scroll down below where we have set our liquidity margins, you'll see the deposit ratio. And so that 122.916% of earning potential, it has a ratio of about 42% Solana to 58% PopCat. And so then our next step is clicking on that yellow button where we choose the amount. And so when this page opens, there's different ways that a person can do this. But what I like to do is keep in mind that we're looking at about 41% Solana to 59% PopCat, roughly thereabouts, when you see the ratio above. And so I will put the total amount of the position that I wish to enter into the total box there. In this case, I've typed in $440, and then it will populate with the two particular tokens the amounts that are required in order to re-enter the position. In this case, Solana, representing 40.5% of the position. I need 1.07 Solana, and then the remainder, the PopCat, we need about 660.9 tokens of PopCat to have the proper coin amounts to then be able to enter into the position. So as you can see, because all of my funds were withdrawn as PopCat, I don't have enough SOL. You see the button there, it says not enough Solana. So we need to go in and do a swap of some of my PopCat into Solana so I have enough value of each token to then enter into this pool. And so what I'll do is I'll click the wallet icon on the bottom left there of the Solflare app, go back into my main wallet, and as we can see, the PopCat tokens are sitting in there. We've got about $438.69 of PopCat token. And as you can see, only $10 and change in Solana. So I will click the swap button that you see there right about the middle of the screen under the $449 balance. When I click the swap button, we are in our swap feature now, and I will select the two tokens that I need to swap from the sell into the buy. So in this case, it'll be in the drop down menu. I will select PopCat for the sell token. And then in the other drop down menu, I will select Solana as the buy token. When you do that, you'll see the two tokens there, PopCat, Solana, and then you'll need to enter in the amount of PopCat you wish to sell. So I generally will calculate this with sometimes a calculator, but in general, if there's a little over 1,100 tokens there, we'll assume about 500 of those need to be converted into Solana to have the proper ratios. And so when I type in 500 there, it populates the 1.17 Solana. I will go ahead and click swap, and then I will slide to approve the transaction. And as the transaction is happening, we will see it in real time. And then as it happens and it completes, we will get the complete notice to check there. So we can close that. We go back to the wallet screen there, and you can see I now have 1.24 Solana and 610.92 PopCat. So as we go back into the browser page, we click the globe icon there, go back into the browser page. We realized that we didn't quite leave enough PopCat before we or after we did our swap, and so now we're a little bit short of the PopCat we need in order for this transaction and this liquidity pool to be set up again. And so I did that a little bit on purpose because I wanted to show you what happens and what you do if you've guesstimated wrong here. So in this case, then what I need to do is I need to take some of that Solana that I swapped into and put it back as PopCat. So I'll click the swap button again. In this case, I put just a little bit of Solana, 0.15 Solana, which equates to 62 plus PopCat. And I click swap. And then as the swap is closed out, that will now give me the proper amount or ratio of tokens that I need to re-enter the position. So if that happens to you, that is not a big deal. You could go back in and reswap a little bit or make the necessary adjustments. So as we click on the globe, when we go back into our browser, we can see now that I have the proper amount of tokens in each coin to enter in the position. Sometimes we'll need to wait a few moments for the position to update, or I sometimes will click on that total $440 and then click done again, and that'll refresh the page. And as it does that, we will then be able to click complete the order. One other thing that we can do that I just wanted to show you here, though, is in lieu of having to go back in and if you swapped not quite enough, or you swapped maybe a little too much, you could take the amount figure down a little bit, and that will allow you to have enough of each token instead of having to go back in and reswap. So in this case, I took my $440 total down to $428, and in doing that, that gave me enough of each token to now complete the liquidity pool order here. And the preview button is now highlighted. You will click that. You'll see your terms here, and you'll be able to then click confirm deposit. And so you will slide the slider to approve or sign the transaction. And then as you do that, and as the process is confirming the transaction, when completed, you will be alerted. You will receive your deposit complete notice. And if you're subscribed to alerts, you'll receive notification of that as well. So now you can click on view portfolio there as you see it here. And as you do that, you will see your PopCat sold position in this case is now back in range. And you can see it here. It is set up to potentially earn as much as 121.897% on a 30-day yield. You can see that the pending yield has been harvested. The $428 balance is there. If you click the drop down arrow, you can see the position open up. We can see that we're back in balance in our concentrated liquidity. And you can also see the particular terms here as they are. And everything is back in balance and completed. So that is essentially a step-by-step tutorial on how to exit a position that has gone out of balance, how to swap the tokens to have the necessary ratio or amount of each token, and then how to go back into that position and enter into an active position once again. So with that, I wish you a great day, and we will be doing another video shortly where we will be demonstrating the next video in the series, how to download a MetaMask wallet and essentially navigate and know your way around the MetaMask wallet and what it does. So thank you very much, and again, have a good day.